the City game. That is obviously coming up for the weekend. Now, I know City are high flying at the moment. They've obviously beaten Brentford. They've beaten Norwich. They have a game tomorrow. I think it's against Sporting Lisbon. I could be wrong. I might not have done my homework properly. But they do have a game tomorrow, which they'll probably walk. But that means they have one game to get over before they play us. Do you think that's really going to make much difference? Or am I being really optimistic?
Oh, I think you're being a bit optimistic. I think with City have probably got the most in-depth squad in the world. Personally, you know, I was saying this recently that, you know, they let Ferran Torres go and it was no issue. Imagine just letting a player like that go and not having to bring someone else in to. Like, that's how in-depth their squad is. They've got so much. So I think the Champions League game won't really make much of a difference because they could just change it up. I think the only thing in our favour is the record we've got at the Etihad. We go to the Etihad and we have been fearless, you know. Champions League, you know, again, you know, we've had, I think when we got the 2-2 draw, the Lucas header, like we there's something about us playing City which is weird because on paper it's always scary. But even under Nuno earlier this season, we beat him first game of the season. Do you know what I mean? Like, but again, that what comes into that is first game of the season, everyone's off it because they've just come back. So was it that? Was it not? I think if we can come out of it with a draw, we'll be laughing big time. But I don't know. Again, maybe Conte has a trick up his sleeve, but I'm not going into it full of confidence based on the past two games and how much City are flying at the minute.
I think that's probably the best way to look at it. I mean, like Alan says, if we continue with this 3-4-3, I know he's not trying to be stubborn, but he's got to switch it up. The third time, it's not going to work for the third time in a row, you'd like to think. But again, like you said, we're kind of City's bogey team in the sense we could do the double over them. Get beaten by Southampton, get beaten by Wolves, and then beat City. It would just be a Spursy thing to do in the sense that we 100%. Should have beaten Saints. I know I hate Saints, but we should have beaten Saints. We should have beaten Wolves when it mattered. And then really when we don't have that game in hand over Arsenal, we go and beat City. It would just be sod's law, wouldn't it, really?
Tottenham in a nutshell. Could not have said it better, honestly.
So how do you think that he will be stubborn, Conte? I know we're not mind readers, but do you think he will switch it up, knowing that obviously it's twice now that three at the back and wing backs just hasn't worked because we don't have the reliability of those two positions?
I think, and Kev, that's a good point. Yeah, we did lose that. We did lose that one. Yeah, it was the goal difference. Yeah, because we won the game 1-0. Anyway, yeah. No, I think Conte loves that formation. That is the Conte formation. That is that's what works for him. So I think, yeah, Josh has got a great point there. Against Liverpool, we were fantastic. Honestly, I come out of that game again. You know, we could have been like 3-0 up when Dele Alli was clean through, and do you know what I mean? Like, that's a system that works. So why don't we try that again? It's worth trying something. You know, but. Again, it's a matter of whether he tries any system. Maybe he just looks at that squad and says there are so many players in it that I'm given no choice but to try this system. So it almost deflates the potential scoreline. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah, just 100%, Josh. Yeah, it is. Again, that's where the beauty was in with Skip. Skip was. Not on the creativity level, but it was on the level where he was keeping the ball, he was carrying forward, and he would try and play it forward. But our most important thing against City is just being a solid unit. And if we haven't got Skip back, I don't see us being as. I'm big in Skip up way too much here, but I don't see us being a solid unit. So, you know, again, what we were saying about Kulu earlier? You know, we could try him in that attacking midfield role. Why not? You know, there's a lot left of the season, so why not experiment? Because right now we've literally got nothing to lose, honestly.
100%, and that's the thing. I think we obviously were bigging up the fact that we had all these games in hand, and they've kind of dwindled away now. So we need to try and sort something out quick rather than later. So why not just throw everything into the mix? Kev says we are consistent in our inconsistency. That's our DNA. I mean, that is a great way to put it.
You know what? That should be on our shirt. It shouldn't be all the Es Facera to Darius to do or whatever. It should be we are consistent in our consistency. Like, honestly, you could not have put it better, literally.
But yeah, hopefully we do. I think that's the thing, because obviously I think we kind of, it was really strange, that Wolves game, because it felt like we didn't try and sit off them, but we somehow did because we got swamped in the middle. Maybe going at City rather than sitting off a little bit, that probably is the way forward, if that makes sense. Not allowing them to overrule us in midfield. Do you think that'll be the key to possibly getting a point or winning the game? It's just sort out that midfield. I mean, I know we've already spoken about it, but lots of people are saying it's not necessarily the wing backs, although we've spoken about it. It is that midfield unit.
I'm with you. I think if you want to have any chance against City, you've got to go at them. If you're going to sit back, they'll break you down. It's Man City. They've got so much quality. You know, they're not going to start Sterling. They'll start Mahrez. Not going to start Mahrez. They'll start Grealish. They've got so much in there. So we've got to go at them. We've got to go at them. And I know we're away from home, but why not? It works. And I mean, they are breakable. You know, I think Palace beat them earlier this season, or maybe it was a draw. Southampton got the draw with them as well. And again, Southampton, as we've seen, especially when they come to us, they were at them. They were going at them, and that's what we need to do. We've got this quality for it, and if we, the most important thing is if we concede, we don't let our heads drop. We just keep going at it. We don't switch off, because I tell you, after that goal went in the Wolves game, the heads dropped, and then that was it. And then we let Wolves come at us. As I say, it could have been 3-4-0 at some point. Do you know what I mean? So it's making sure we try something. We don't sit back. You know, we press them as well. You've got to press them. That was our best football, pressing them, honestly. So yeah, definitely.
That's the thing I've noticed recently with our press. It's all over the place. You've got Lucas Moura charging down the ball, and then there's no one slotting in behind to get the second press. And it's like, what is the point of pressing if you're not going to all follow up? And I think, again, that's the unity in the midfield. It's just not there, is it, really?
Definitely, yeah. You need to have everyone on the same wavelength, and if you've got one player pressing, then it's pointless, because you just give the ball to another player and then that's it. So, yeah, 100%.
I mean, I'm gonna fizz you over, obviously, a score prediction. Now, I'm awful at score predictions because I jinx us. I mean, it shouldn't really be a thing. But if you were to right now, before they've played their Champions League game, like you said, because they'll just rotate this team anyway, what would you really say that we're going to come out at the end of the game? What would your score prediction be?
Oh, do you know what? I get asked score predictions all the time on my videos. It's dangerous giving score predictions, and I'll sum this up really quickly. So I was in Russia during the England-Croatia game. I was asked what I think the score will be, and I said 2-1 England extra time. So for me, that lives with me. That I'm cursed. So if you want being cursed with score predictions, that's being cursed. Just for this, I will give a score prediction, because do you know what? I will say, I'll say 1-1, and that's been extremely optimistic, because Darren is, you know what? Darren's probably on the right wavelength there, to be honest. I think
that only ever happens to Southampton, so I don't want to be in the same bracket as that.
Oh, honestly, but then Southampton have beat us, so you know it could even be worse. You know, yeah, I'll be positive and I'll say 1-1, because again, I still think it's very early days and Conte could have anything up his sleeve. And if we have Dier and Skip back, we're in better stead than we are. Yeah, Alex, mate, I know, honestly, I know. This is why I don't like giving predictions, honestly.
I was going to say, it makes me slightly feel better, because I'm exactly the same. I'm like the biggest jinx. So I think a 1-1 is a fairly good result, in the sense that obviously we're definitely going to concede because it's Spurs. But like I said, I think we've got a chance against them, because like I said, even under Nuno, we managed to get obviously 3 points of them. So who knows at the end of the day.